going to step into this position, that you were always going to be what you thought when you were younger was the dream version of yourself, not consciously knowing that that was where your path would lead you. And the doors that are opening for you in this moment, or have opened for you, are for you to achieve this part of your soul's contract, this part of the plan. Exactly, I was a part of the plan of the Most High. And all the desires that have been placed within your heart, like the desire to be a poet, the desire to be a singer, the desire to be a content creator, the desire to change the world with your words. This desire is divinely advocated for by the divine because it was always a part of the plan. There's a reason why you have that high vibrational desire. Now, I'm not talking about desires of the flesh. There are a lot of individuals being removed from certain positions because their desire for monetary means greed, and their desires of instant gratification, or their obsession with certain desires, which can also signify vanity, pride, gluttony. Your desires came from a pure heart. Your desires came from the changes that would be made with what you were put here to share, no matter what it is. So stop downplaying yourself. Stop feeling as though you have to continuously go through hurdles to have happiness. And that's what we're reading on today. It was always a part of the plan. We got Sagittarius energy. I see Sagittarius is a fire sign. Action, passion, pursuit. They said you shouldn't be in pursuit of purpose, seeking outside validation in order to obtain the gratification of what comes with purpose. The purpose has always been within you. Perceiving it in this way of my purpose finds me. The doors to my purpose open effortlessly is what the divine wants you to see. They don't want you to feel as though your purpose is external from self. Like it's going to take doing all this work or battling all of these opponents to be put in a position of purpose. They want you to see that you're already in purpose, with understanding that purpose was always meant for you. You see what the divine is saying? It's like you don't need to seek outside validation or outside, that is what it is, outside a validation that you are in alignment when your answers come from within. And this is, sheesh, these messages have been deep. Oh, see, I told you, shifts and changes already happening. And it's because you believed that they would. You knew that they would. Yes, it was all a part of it, a part of the ascension, a part of the advancement. And again, a part of you realizing how powerful you are. Do you realize that everything you've been through that would have broken others in your position, you not only made it through, but you thrived. All of what you had gone through was to show you how infinitely powerful you are. And not only powerful, we got soul here. I see soul. Not only powerful, but to put you in a position to recognize the type of cycles that your soul, your energy was maintaining, was amplifying. What seeds you were sowing with your perception and how your energy, we talked about this over on YouTube, were watering these seeds. What was continually growing in your experience because you were giving it attention. Now, I'm not saying ignore it. I'm not saying tune it out. What I'm saying is there's certain things that you have grown beyond that are no longer necessary at this part of your evolution, this part of your soul contract, where you should no longer be limiting yourself to a certain cycle, where you may be limiting yourself to only experiencing spiritual warfare, which you came here to experience far more than just spiritual warfare. And if you're feeling the heaviness of the energy, it is because a massive shift is taking place. We talked about this over on YouTube, where you may be feeling anxiety, you may be questioning your purpose, your spiritual journey, you may be unsure of what steps to take next. And it's because right now Spirit is saying, I need you to come to me, I need you to sit in meditation, I need you to ground, I need you to go within. Because a lot is being removed from your reality that is no longer necessary. And a lot of individuals are being stripped from their position because of how they've been misusing it and how they were attempting to project their own perception of their own truth off onto others in order to obtain monetary means. And I did get into this over on YouTube as well, where there are a lot of individuals that are not doing this intentionally, and it is a part of their experience to break out of certain cycles. But there are individuals doing this intentionally, keeping others in a cycle that best suits them so that they can monetarily gain off these cycles. Like, there are certain influencers and manifestation coaches that are pushing off their own truth, their own perception of how they have manifested a certain outcome, where behind the scenes they have actually done things immorally in order to obtain that position, but projecting a certain narrative in order to keep individuals pouring into them so they can maintain that position. There are also certain, we talked about this over on YouTube as well, there are certain individuals within the spiritual community that are pushing a cycle of spiritual psychosis by projecting their own perception of what certain divine dynamics look like in order to monetarily gain off of others' vulnerability. And what I mean by that is there are certain individuals in the spiritual community going, oh, that person that abused you, that person that cheated on you, that person that degraded you and slandered you, that's your twin flame. Okay, get a reading with me, that's your twin flame. You know, you go through, that's the runner. You go through certain phases in your life where they run like this and they do everything to sabotage the connection, but that's your twin flame. Get a reading with me, book a reading with me. That is a cycle of spiritual psychosis that these individuals are capitalizing off of by, I gotta say it like this, and I'm sorry I gotta say it like this, but you know these individuals where they will seek out those who will vulnerably tune into their messages because they just went through a very toxic, traumatic separation from a karmic contract, and they will keep that in that cycle so that individual continuously books readings with them or gives them views or subscribes to their channel in order to continue to build monetarily off of the vulnerability of others. Yeah, exactly. And those are the individuals that are the wheat and the chaff being sorted through right now, where the divine is saying, first of all, don't downplay yourself, and second of all, be aware of what seeds you are watering within your reality, what cycles you are allowing yourself to continue, what cycles you are allowing yourself to be entrapped in because of the uncomfortability of letting go. And this is not just in the spiritual community, but I've seen a lot of individuals separating themselves from the spiritual community because the oversaturation of these individuals perpetuating a certain narrative for their own agenda, for recognition, for fame. There are individuals that are gaining a lot off of how vulnerable baby light workers are feeling right now with what's being stripped from their life and what contracts are being voided and what's coming into play. And this is why those of us like chosen one frontliners are being guided to do a lot of self-care right now as the divine is shifting this matrix maze and weeding out those that are entity plants that were gaining off of other individuals' vulnerability, that were gaining off of other individuals' emotional reactive states, their emotional reactive unhealed states, instead of addressing the core issue in order to help those ascend and seek the enlightenment within that is necessary to evolve and move forward. And again, this even pertains to the music industry, Hollywood. Individuals pushing lust, promiscuity. If you do this and you act like this, you can have a lifestyle like this, you can have these cars, you can have these women, you can have these men, you can travel the world like me. But yet they're not conveying the means that they had, the lengths that they had gone to obtain this lifestyle, while projecting a certain agenda and narrative off of those they want to keep stuck in a cycle so that they will pour into them monetarily and energetically. And this also goes for, I know you guys have seen the tariffs. I know one of you beautiful energies just addressed that the tariffs are changing, where government officials, politicians, with these tariffs, the stocks have been plummeting. And these individuals felt as though with the tariffs and the stocks plummeting, they could purchase these stocks. And when everything went back to normal, they would be able to capitalize monetarily off of the stocks that would all of a sudden elevate. This was their intention in order to capitalize off of the pain and the turbulence and torment of others, which again is being addressed where these individuals we're seeing right through it, and you're meant to, exactly, for profit. We're seeing where even in healthcare, the healthcare system, big pharma, where their positions have been abused for monetary means. And the type of individuals they overlook in order to continuously gain off of those that genuinely need service, that genuinely need assistance. And these individuals are being weeded out because of their greed, because of their, I gotta say it like this, because of their meticulous attention to the projected agenda that they're tending to in order to continuously gain off of those that are vulnerable. Like I said, in big pharma, healthcare system, individuals that genuinely need these services, that genuinely need this assistance, but are being overlooked and being forced to invest more than should be necessary, that is going directly into the pockets of these individuals that are working behind the scenes to gain millions and billions off of the backs of others that are being hurt in the process. And these are the individuals that are being weeded out while you're being moved up into this position. Whether you're a doctor, whether you're an intuitive, whether you're a life coach, whether you're an influencer, whether you're a content creator, you're doing this because this is your life's purpose, this is your calling, and you're doing it to be of service, to guide those towards, or to help those that would, sorry, my throat chakra is going through upgrades right now, that would guide those or lead those towards not only the path of enlightenment, but how to further experience this reincarnation or this incarnation in its highest good. Interesting. Hold on. I may have to start this live over, you guys. You know what? As soon as I was talking about big pharma, their live visibility restricted. These are, for unoriginal or reproduced content. I don't think there's anybody talking about what I'm talking about. Well, I mean, a lot of intuitives maybe, but, oh shit. I have offended. I have offended, first of all, judgment, but I have offended some individuals that were, apparently not very happy about the changes that are being made and how we are seeing through the illusion that they were attempting to cast on us. Well, at the same time, they just told me who it was. Well, at the same time, thank you. Well, at the same time, these individuals capitalizing off of the vulnerability of others. And they're being exposed right now. Ooh. So hold on, let me start it over real quick. We'll see. Interesting. Big mad. I know. Offended. I know they are offended. They said, how dare you expose us like that? How dareth you tell all of the galactic golden ohana that we over here being nefarious? How dare you? How dare you tell them we're being diabolical? Give me just a second. Hold on. Every illusion, and they can stay big mad because you were eating through everything that these individuals were attempting to use to maintain a position of prosperity by manipulating others' vulnerabilities in their favor. So let's get into this. Welcome in, Galactic Golden Nuggies. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? What's the vibe? Woo! We got some toasty energy, but of course we're gonna ride the waves of this ethereal journey together. See what we got going on here. Oh, a return to sender. Of course, this is a return of intent while you were alchemizing energy. It was the intent that individuals had to shut you up or to keep you from recognizing what was occurring with this recent shift that has happened. excuse me, they corrected me. They said the shift that is occurring. For everything is changing, opening doors for those they were meant to be made available for. Well, those that were manipulating, we got genius here. Those that were manipulating others in order to maintain a position of prosperity. Those intentionally misguiding and misleading others in order to maintain a position of recognition and prosperity have forfeited them. This is a massive wealth transfer. This is also putting you in a position to be recognized for your craft, your creative expression, your soul's calling. This is why Spirit is saying don't downplay yourself. And one of the songs that I heard before I came over here was actually Genius Freestyle by Cal Scrubby, where he said, I'm a motherfucking genius. And I used to play it down for convenience. Where this is, stop playing down your gifts, stop playing down your potential, because you are your highest vibrational self. You are your greatest self. You are your most talented self. And this is about acting upon the things that you may have been procrastinating on due to some type of disbelief in yourself. Those desires that are divinely advocated for by the divine, to where these doors are opening, giving you an opportunity to really expand in this area. It said expand within your soul expand within your soul contract stipulations in the way that you were meant to. So again, wheat from the chaff energy. Individuals are being sorted through as we speak. Those that, again, were misusing and abusing their position in order to obtain or maintain monetary means. The provoker. I knew the last live we kind of had some individuals a little upset. You know, they're going to be mad. They're going to be mad. They was getting to the money, and now the divine is mad, because that's all they were doing it for. These are individuals with the provoker that were continually perpetuating and projecting a certain agenda in order to keep individuals in a certain cycle. And what I mean by perpetuating and projecting a certain agenda is playing off other individuals' lower vibrational emotions or vulnerability in order to continually keep them pouring back in to their lifestyle, pouring back into their platforms, pouring back into what these individuals felt like was necessary to maintain these positions, to maintain this recognition, to maintain this power that they wanted others to perceive themselves as having. When in reality, these individuals know that their time is up, and they were using others intentionally to build themselves up, to be seen in a certain way, to live a certain lifestyle. One that has been, the doors, like I said, has been open for you to step into, because your heart has been weighed. Your soul has been weighed. This is also a part of your soul's calling. Exactly. Masks are off, and so are the gloves. And like, they keep drawing me back to this genius card. You are very, very highly advanced. I heard skillfully intellectual. We got healing. Interesting. Because with healing being placed right on genius, this is like you healing your concept really puts you in a position to be recognized for your creative genius. Individuals were heavily betting on you continually maintaining a certain perception of your experience so that you wouldn't feel the confidence to step into this creative genius, to expand upon this creative genius. And what I mean by like creative genius is exactly alchemy, baby. Alchemize this energy. But it's whatever you were put here to do. Only you can do it in the way that you were meant to. And in the way that you will be relaying this soul expression, others are going to react to it very high vibrationally. You're going to draw in quite a lot of recognition from what you've been put here to release, what you've been put here to express at a soul level pertaining to your purpose, because of what you emanate as you are expressing this. Because of this, they said resonance, relatability, and understanding. It's resonance, relatability, and understanding. With how many individuals feel elevated after experiencing whatever it is you're sharing. Because some of you could be content creators. This is why it's relatable, it resonates, and it's and people understand it. It's like you speak, or whatever your creative expression is, it only speaks to those that are meant to understand it, that are meant to connect to it, and you do it out of the unconditional love of your heart. This is why they're saying only you can do this like you. Only you can do this in the way that you are meant to. And it brings in a lot of traction. You could even be a video game streamer and you're very funny while you're streaming. Or like you're very inspirational while you're streaming. Or you're very intellectually stimulating as you're streaming. You're able to break things down. And a lot of individuals are able to really tune more into their own expression, resonating with yours and aligning with yours and perceiving yours in the way that you were meant to feel limited, in the way that you were meant to feel oppressed from doing so. This is reclaiming your creativity, reclaiming your destiny, and reclaiming your creativity. Because a lot of individuals wanted to walk in your shoes and never wanted you to place your feet in them and move forward in them to be seen in this way. Because these are individuals that wanted to have this ability or this soul expression, this destiny that you have. But again, only you can do it in the way that you were put here to do it. Thank you, Z. I appreciate you infinitely, and know that you are receiving it back in all the ways that God deems necessary for each and every expansive experience that you are meant to have, that you've aligned to, and that's a part of your soul contract and destiny. Bro, and it landed on healing. I can't make this shit up. Your destiny is healing. With you seeing yourself in the way that you should see yourself. This isn't even about potential. This is about you knowing this is what you were God ordained to do. You knowing this is your destiny and you thriving in it. Wow. And again, it's causing massive shifts. Thousands of us are doing this. Thousands of us are reclaiming our destiny. Our destiny is healing because we're going, no, I believe in myself. I believe in my purpose. I believe that the divine, the Most High, has made a way for me to really make an impact in the way that I know I was meant to on this planet with my purpose. What brings me joy will surely bring others joy. And not in a selfish way, but in, prophecy, profit. In a way where the unconditional love that you emanate with what you were put here to do has an effect on people. Especially watching you be successful at it. Spirit says truth. And again, like you could be a doctor. And there are individuals capitalizing off of other people's pain and torment and trauma and resources within Big Pharma. And with you stepping into this position, you're going to be the one that changes everything in that industry, in that field, because you're doing it out of love. You're helping individuals address where they've been manipulated. You're being presented provisions that are going to put you in a position to help others in a way that others are not, where others are taking advantage of this position and abusing it. Like I stated, within Big Pharma, there are a lot of CEOs and individuals in certain positions that don't care about others' health. They just care about the profit that comes with individuals not being able to help themselves or willing to pay anything to help themselves or a family member. Depleting all of their resources so it goes into the pockets of those that don't care about them. These positions are being filled by light workers that care. By chosen ones that care and were ordained to do this. So whatever it is that you have been ordained to do, stop doubting. You could even be a teacher. There are teachers that despise their job. And teachers that are in certain positions so that they can prey on the youth. There are managers placed in certain positions that are abusing these positions and clicking up with certain individuals in order to target other individuals so that they can maintain some type of authority. All of these positions are being cleared, and you're seeing them for what they are. And again, even in the spiritual community, there are certain entity plants that are perpetuating a lower vibrational agenda and capitalizing off of the vulnerabilities of those that are unassuming. Like those that are pushing the certain narrative of, y'all know I talked about this over on YouTube, pushing the narrative of that individual that abused you and that manipulated you and slandered you and humiliated you and slept with a family member, slept with a friend, did all this shit to you. That's your twin flame. Get it ready with me. That's your twin flame. They're just a runner, you know, they're avoidant. That's a term I've been hearing lately. They're avoidant. But they really do care about you. They're coming home. Get a reading with me. And then these individuals, with what they hear, it just keeps them in that cycle of continuously sowing into these energies that are validating a cycle that they, because of the vulnerable emotional state that they're in and the healing work they haven't done, want to remain in hopes that that individual reconnects when they were not meant to, when that individual is not of their highest vibrational good. So it's not only in certain industries, it's not only within certain work fields, it's everything. The spiritual community, religion, you got religious leaders being called out for their greed, for what they've been spending those that were entrusting them, what they were spending their money on, getting nice cars, having nice houses. You got, certain churches, pastors that are out here driving BMWs and they have $1 million houses, and they've been using what has been poured, what had been sowed into these supposed sacred places being used for profit. Exactly, pocketing profits have been used to maintain a certain lifestyle. So again, it's not just big pharma. It's not just the spiritual community. It's not just the music industry in Hollywood. It's also religion. It's everything. It's everything. And where the heart has weighed just as light as a feather, you're being moved into this position that speak to you. Because some of you are meant to be influential speakers. Some of you are meant to be deans and deacons. Some of you are meant to be healers that travel across the world, shamans, medicine men, medicine women. Some of you are meant to be world-class teachers, psychologists, artists. This is your soul's expression, yet you have had certain projections from others placed within that you have received. Let me say that. Certain projections from others that you have received and integrated that have put you in a position to hold on to a certain, I won't even say hold on to a certain perspective of yourself. Certain projections from others that you have received and downloaded that have limited your self-belief. Your experience isn't like anybody else's, and you shouldn't be looking at individuals' lives as though you desire to have that type of life, or though, because there's so much that has been falsified on social media. There's so many individuals whose masks are being ripped off, who have held up a certain facade for so long in order to cast illusions over you so that they could capitalize off of your desire to have a better life, your desire at connection, your desire for understanding. Where, to be honest, the answers you're seeking come from within. For this soul map was given to you and only you, and even we as intuitives can assist you with illuminating certain details that you may have overlooked, or certain things that your guides have wanted you to acknowledge but may have not been fully received. But we can't tell you who you are. We shouldn't be telling you who you are. Nobody should be telling you who you are besides the Most High God. Again, we're here as guiding lights. With these messages, this is why we say take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Because you are not meant to adhere to your experience something that is not meant to be a part of your experience because it was not within the stipulations of your soul contract. And there are many individuals who are having their positions revoked because they started to abuse these positions in order to gain a profit. Whether it was an influx of recognition or a financial windfall that they should have been giving the Most High the glory for, but instead started to become more and more materialistic. While you're being placed in a position to, with what you're given and what comes with your destiny, that's the cutest way to put it. You'll know how to change the world further. You'll know how to nurture the world in the way that you have nurtured yourself along your journey. Nurtured your self-concept, your confidence, your chakra, your inner child, your inner energies. And again, we talked about this over on YouTube, where even with certain manifestation coaches, there are some that I will tune into because there are some steps that they've taken that I resonate with. But you are not meant to apply each and every step that they took to your life and expect the same outcome, because your lives, your soul contracts are different. So there are many individuals that are like, well, I've studied The Secret, I've read all these books, I've meditated for 100 hours a fucking week, like I've done all this stuff in order to broaden my horizons, in order to thank you, Z, for subscribing. I really do appreciate you. Thank you for supporting your girl and the intuitive messages I get from the ethers to relay to you in an attempt to get you to see yourself in the way that you should, raise your vibration, and assist you in the alignment to what it is you desire to receive within this lifetime. But like I said, seriously, thank you though. But like I said, there are manifestation coaches where this has paid off for them. This is the steps that they took. And again, some of these steps you can incorporate if that resonates with you. You know if it's meant to be a part of your soul experience, your soul map, when you feel it so deeply. When you're like, no, I feel that. But there are so many individuals that are like, I have followed your manifestation method step by step by step. I have meditated. I've done the 369 method, 365 days a year. I've meditated over and over again. I've read all these books and it's not working. And it's like, because that's not the process. That's not your process. The reason it's not working is because it wasn't meant to work for you. You are meant to seek your answers within. You want to know how to manifest? Ask your higher self. Ask the Most High. What is in my soul contract? Lead me to where I need to go. What do I need to understand within me? What blocks do I still have within that are keeping me from this manifestation? Is it meant for me? Or am I meant to abandon it because there's something better? There's something else that I need to be doing. I like that. With studying even these, because I see God's Princess in here, I study worldwide mind control techniques, the psyche, technology, military for fun. This is a part of your soul's calling. You are incorporating this information in what you have overcome in your understanding of energy and energetic manipulation in this realm. So you understand how you can use the power of your mind to completely change your circumstances in the alignment of your soul's calling, your soul map, your soul's contract. So I love that. Because again, I'm not saying don't seek out information, but what I am saying is don't rely on others' projections and perceptions of their own reality and what worked for them to work for you if it's not in alignment to you. There are many things that I have studied because I also love to read. I also love, just like the Becoming Supernatural by Joe Dispenza. There are a few things within that book that don't work for me, but I know worked for Joe, especially in the way that his life and his vessel has shifted. There are things that I have been incorporating that failed, and I knew immediately, okay, if this is not working, this is not meant to be a part of my experience. There are other things that the divine has guided me towards where it worked immediately, and I was like, all right, we're on the right track. The more I listen to my spirit, thank you, Adonis, I really do appreciate you. Thank you. But the more that I sat and received information from myself, the more that I sat in meditation, the more things started to be illuminated to me. What I needed to hear came to me, and the steps I needed to take. And I love that your name is Adonis. Beautiful confirmation right there with strong masculine energy. Strong masculine energy with an understanding of how to really shake up this realm and move in this realm as a very self-confident, self-assured divine being. So thank you, Adonis, for sewing into me. And thank you, Dre DeMoya, for sewing into me as well with the GOAT. God of all things made the greatest of all time. Thank you for sewing into me, and know that you're receiving it back infinitely in all the ways that God deems necessary for each and every expansive experience you are meant to have. Because I never want to impede upon your destiny. I just want to add to it like you've added to mine. And that's another reason why I say that. I never want to limit your destiny to what you are meant to receive. This is why I say infinitely, in all the ways that are due to you, that have been ordained and deemed by the Most High for you to receive. Because I never want to cap your potential on reception. You are an infinite being. And with your soul contract and everything that you went through, it showed how strong you are, how resilient you are, and how interconnected you are to everything. How everything from every lifetime came into play this lifetime for you to really acknowledge the type of being that you are. For you to acknowledge how important you are, how sacred you are, how chosen you are. 333 in the live, and if you've been seeing 333, this is definitely the message for you. 333 Ascended Masters are with you. Angels are all around you. They're assuring you. Take that leap of faith. Stop doubting yourself. Stop downplaying yourself. Free yourself. Free your mind from the limitations that others attempted to project on you. And prepare yourself for the position that, oh, you're going to love. You are divinely loved and favored. We also have sensing here. You're sensing the doors that are opening for you is going to put you in a position to where your unconditional love will emanate and affect this realm, and you are correct. Again, when you were little, I mean, there are many versions of us that have gone through death of your power. It's not combat against them, it's combat against where you are limiting your reality, where you are limiting your experience with your own perception of what is going on, and how you are further manifesting upon certain cycles that the divine is guiding you to close, because it's all about you. Your reality is you. Your reality is just a reflection of your internal. That's why they say as above, so below, as within, so without. So how are you perceiving what is outside yourself as your own reality? This is why Spirit is saying, seek within. Yes, I am channeling right now. You can always tell by the fingers too, because I will do mudras a lot when I'm getting downloads. You will see that I will flip less cards when I am channeling. I will channel with the cards, but I always have, they got incoming channels coming left and right. So I have been, again, with another channel, they said, when you understand your interconnectedness to all things, this is just, these divinatory tools are only a reception, they are only a projection of the energy coming through so that you can receive it. Some of you are visual learners. Some of you are sensing out the energy, but when you can see the energy before you, it verifies and validates the experience that you're having. The cards are just to assist. So thank you, Spirit. Me as a channeler, as a divine channeler, the cards are just a representation of the energy that is being channeled in order for you to fully understand it in the way that you are meant to. If you are a visual learner, or the cards assist in depicting visually the energy that you are experiencing. They said a visionary. Some of you are a visionary. Prophetic. We got I feel with sensing. Your feeling state. They said feelings. Your feeling state, your feelings depict what you will experience a continuation of in your reality. So choose wisely what you allow to put you in a certain, I love that. What you allow, some of you are not going to want to hear this, because some of you have grown very comfortable in the way they just depicted it to me. Some of you have grown very comfortable in what you are allowing yourself to feel pertaining certain experiences, and we did address this over on YouTube, and they're bringing it back up. With this feeling state and sensing, they're saying that be aware of what you are bringing into your new reality pertaining to desire to be vindicated, which can be feeding the seed of resentment with what had happened to you, which is carrying trauma into your new reality, into your experience, continuating a cycle of trauma because of your desire to feel this judgment and this vengeance be unleashed. They said don't sugarcoat it, say it in the way that we said it. They know me so well, because sometimes I get slightly uncomfortable with these messages. Some of you need to understand that your desire to see others that had done you wrong succumb to the same things that they attempted to put you through is what is keeping you in a cycle to where you are continually receiving. I gotta say it like they tell, continually receiving a reality that does not align you with the justice you know is due because of the resentment that has been seated in your heart. And I'm sorry, I gotta say it like that. That's how they need you to know. If you keep looking to see somebody going through something because they did something to you, God's gonna keep you waiting. God's gonna keep you waiting for justice because that's what you're waiting for. And it's not just justice. You're waiting to feel validated in the resentment you hold towards others that have done you wrong. And we did lose some viewers just then. I know that is a hard message to hear. I know with the betrayals that we have faced, that again, let me remind you, are a part of our soul contract, that we are hurt, that we are angry. How dare these individuals do this to us and then feel like they can get away with it? But with you continually looking, with you continually listening to messages about how these individuals are going through it, are they? When you release that need to see it, yes. Because their judgment is the experience that they have attempted to speak over your life. Exactly. Forgiveness is love, but not only that, forgiveness is freedom. I know there are times we get into judgment. We will pull on judgment and what certain individuals are going through, but it's because some of you need to prepare yourself for what you are about to hear. You also need to understand that these individuals that were attempting to project onto you, you alchemize that energy, and it is verifying what you were intuitively picking up on, especially if individuals were attempting to target you by directing you death energy. And you were like, did I just go through rebirth? Yes, you did. We are here to verify what you have intuitively downloaded and what you have alchemized. But if you are tuning into messages that are only validating your desire for vengeance, you're not going to receive it. You are continuating a cycle that's only hurting yourself, but it's addressing the unhealed state that is keeping you from fully elevating and focusing on your potential and life's calling. Because, again, I know you're not going to want to hear this, but how is somebody else's judgment going to propel you into your life's purpose? How is somebody else's pain going to profit you? And that's why I know that that is a message that, like I said, sometimes we will get into judgment, but the focus needs to be more on self and purpose. Don't lose sight on why you came here. Trying to keep tabs on what orchestrated your ascension, what orchestrated the catalyst into your North Node, your life's purpose. It should be on a shirt, huh? But I know a lot of individuals don't want to hear that. Balance, justice. It's about giving yourself justice, knowing that it is already done. And again, giving yourself justice by, exactly, cut the cords. Keep the cords cut. And giving yourself justice, I love that, God's princess. I almost called you priestess. High priestess energy. But this is also about, with this balance, it's, yes, the scales being balanced, you receiving justice, but your own justice is about how you are viewing your reality, what you are bringing forth into your reality, and what cycles you are allowing to continue. It's like balancing out the past and the present, in order for the past to be moved into a certain position and your future to be moved into that position. Correct it. Thank you. They said instead of weighing the past and the present, it is now the future and the present, because the future is now. Stabilizing a new experience where you're no longer continuating the cycle of trauma with mind. Make your mind up about who you are. Make your mind up about, we got abundance here, and Jupiter return benefits. Make your mind up about, they said, correction. Yes, make your mind up about who you've been put here to be, but this is also Free your mind from everything that has limited you from your highest potential and everything that comes with your highest potential, because you are the highest version of yourself. Yet you're keeping yourself in cycles where you were the lowest. You're keeping yourself in cycles to where you felt the lowest. Feeling as though this validation or this vindication will be what propels you into your highest, your best. And Spirit's saying you're already that. You need to let go of the cycles to where you are allowing others' projection of your perception to be your reality. Yes, what individuals did to you was not fair, but it only puts you in a position to not take the wrong people with you into your purpose, while elevating you, ascending you, evolving you, giving you wisdom. And this is also about the things that you would have squandered around these individuals in this position or in this environment. I just heard all things have worked out in your favor. That's what the divine wants you to see. Even the traumatic experiences led you to the best experiences. Even these traumatic experiences opened the doors to every place that you had limited yourself with these individuals around, or in this certain position, in this job, in this relationship, in this home. You wouldn't have made it to where you were meant to go if you maintained these cycles without a tower, without divine intervention, without certain individuals revealing who they truly are, without certain positions releasing you that were holding you back, without certain places being taken from you that were only siphoning and draining your energy. With divine revolutionary, you're a leader, but you were around people, you were in places and jobs and positions and in friendships that weren't putting you in a position to see yourself as what you are. You were intaking all that was around you as your reality, and that's why it needed to change. Again, they keep saying other people's projected perception was becoming your own, and that was becoming your reality. And you've taken your destiny back by reclaiming your mind, freeing your mind, reclaiming it, and reclaiming your destiny in the process. This is why they're saying don't downplay yourself. With this spiritual warfare, you are a pro at this. You got this. You are a master alchemist. With these individuals, their smear campaigns, their ritual, all of it. You got this. You were reincarnated within this lifetime and placed in these positions and having these experiences because the divine knew before you got here, this was in you. That you could take all of this and transmute it and alchemize it into something purposeful, something beautiful, something impactful for this planet. And this is why the divine is saying no more downplaying yourself by seeking out things that feel good or look good. And instead it's time to do good for yourself, by yourself. And I'm not saying by yourself alone, but like do good by yourself. Like do good. I hope y'all are picking up what I'm putting down, because it's like do good for yourself. Do good by you. You're meant to. You are not doing good by you by continuously seeking outside of self to validate an experience that you weren't happy having. To find things to escape the reality you could change. You weren't doing good by you because you were escaping into other things instead of changing the things that you could as a God-ordained co-creator. You're a powerful manifester. I have. And own it. You own this! I have owning. You have ownership. Oh, this is literally the divine saying, this is your reality. You can't escape the way that you're living. You can change it though. And there were certain cycles that needed to be released for you needed to be experienced and released for you to fully understand the type of integrations that you could bring co-creatively into your reality that align with your soul contract. You have ownership over your reality. Spirit is saying, take accountability for the experience you're currently having. What are you allowing? Where are you not doing good by yourself? By you. Where are you not doing good by you? What can change right now? What are you listening to? What are you watching? What perception do you have about yourself right now? What perception do you have of the experience that you're having? And I'm not just saying change your mind and everything will change overnight. What I'm saying is you were meant to live an expansive experience. You are meant to have more than you are allowing yourself to perceive yourself as having. And there are certain blockages that should be broken down with you no longer downplaying yourself and your potential. You realizing that you are your highest version. You are your best version. You are greatness. You are the GOAT. Not, well, when I become this, then I'll be the greatest. When I manifest this, I'll be the greatest. When I have this relationship, I'll be the greatest. When I reach this many subscribers, I'll be the greatest. You're the greatest now. No more focusing on when you have something. Now it's time to focus on what you can have and what is being amplified with what you've alchemized and what you now understand you have the ability to experience in your reality. Because your reality moves based on the energy, the energetic seeds that you are watering. They said, they corrected me. They said the seeds of perception of your reality that you're watering with your energy. They said, allow yourself to be successful, allow yourself to be loved, allow yourself to be seen, allow yourself to be a creative genius. You were born to be a creative genius. Virgo, I analyze. This is hermit mode partnerships. Hermit mode energy. Hermit, Virgo is the hermit. This is knowledge and wisdom. I analyze partners, knowledge and wisdom. A partner may be analyzing you. You are in alignment with certain connections. You got partnerships coming through. This also lets me know that any individual that attempted to separate you from destiny has failed miserably. Again, shift your perception. These are individuals that want you to feel as though all the spell work they're doing is, I've got to alchemize it. My person is blinded. No, they're not. That is your own perception manifesting as reality. This is what they want you to believe, and they want to use your own mind to make this a reality for you. When it pertains to my divine counterpart, what doors God opens cannot be closed. I am ordained and I am fated to have an unconditionally loving, romantic dynamic this lifetime. Nobody can change my mind about that. No spell work can change my mind about that. The more that individuals attempt to project onto me that narrative, the more I alchemize it into more love for myself. The more I love myself, the more I know that my partner is going to show me the love that I show myself. So with these idiots, these Dinkelbergs and Dingleberries, there are still practitioners out here attempting, but their gifts are being adhered to your experience while you're being guided to, as they're being integrated, alchemize the energy and they said alchemize the energy and transmute the intention into its adverse. No matter what it is. You feel like individuals are trying to bind your finances? You're alchemizing that energy into even more currents of chi. Even more abundance. This is how you should be viewing this. Yep, North Node, life's purpose. And if it aligns with you, okay, God, what do I need to learn? Okay, Spirit Team, what do I need to learn? Why is this aligning with me? Why am I feeling this energy? Why am I feeling these intents? What do I need to address, or where do I need to incorporate this energy in order to advance? No longer looking at it as opposition, but instead looking at this as, again, achievement unlock, advancement. And again, bear with me because my throat chakra is going through upgrades. Also, Mercury retrograde just ended. We are in the shadow period of Mercury retrograde, but communication is going to come through more clearly, as well as you're going to be gaining clarity on where you're being guided to go and what you're being guided to incorporate into your physical experience. You're going to be a lot more sure in the coming weeks. We got creativity and Mars 4s. Yeah, individuals wanted to again, I don't want to address these individuals, but you need to know where you may have been feeling limited. These individuals were attempting to capitalize off of a perception that you had once had on where you felt like you couldn't achieve something pertaining to a creative endeavor. And the Most High is saying, dive into it. Don't be afraid to be creative in where your soul needs to express. You want to make content? Make content. Sit down and meditate on ideas. You want a game stream? Like whatever it is that you have, that makes your soul sing. You may have not done it in a while, could even be going to the gym. Do it. Stop downplaying yourself, because you're aligning with this projected intent and energy work in some way. So in all the ways that you may be feeling stagnated at this moment, you need to address why this energy work was in alignment to you. Because believe me, I just recently had to address this. And I realized where this had aligned with me and where that limiting belief needed to be broken down for me to stop doubting my creativity. Stop doubting myself in general. And this is going to put you in a position to really flourish in the reality you have been attempting to call in, but limiting yourself from stepping into. We got change. Big change. With the cycle closing out. Big change. You got big change. Big change. This is also 43 and 34. 7-7. So you may be seeing 777, 707, or 77. If you have, this is definitely your message. 7s indicate that angels are all around you, and 7-7 adds up to 14, which is 1-5. 5 for change. Big change. That's why I said big change. Big change. Big change. Big change. If you just saw 707, this is the message for you. Big change. You are the change the world was praying for, but this is also what is going to change your experience with the closeout of these cycles to where you had been limiting yourself with focusing on opposition being something that had any type of pull or power over your life. You are the Sims. You are the controller. All right? You in this bitch, but your higher, it's like your vessel right now, as you were in this experience, is the Sim. Your higher self has the controller. You just got to move based on the steps that have already been laid before you. Nobody else has the controller, but they're trying to get you to perceive them as if they do. If they have any control over your life, they do not. Stronghold, I will, look, escape. Escape, desire, stronghold, Leo energy. This lets me know individuals desired your destiny so bad that they wanted to put you in a position to where you appeared to be in a stronghold. You perceived yourself as being bound or limited, but you escaped. Or you just did this today with this realization of, what do I want my life to look like? Like, I'm no longer accepting other individuals' projected perceptions of how I should live. There are certain cycles that I know need to be closed out because of what I anticipated coming from these cycles. And for example, one thing that has kept the collective up in arms and in the same cycle for years, and I know some of you are not going to want to hear this, but the inheritance and a property. For years, so many of us were like, I will be able to expand and really express, like, be creative and express once I receive this. Once this comes to me, I'm getting justice, I'm getting my inheritance, I'm getting my house. What you didn't know is this was a cycle that was orchestrated in order to trigger you into, I know some of you are not going to want to hear this. It was meant to trigger you into your reliance. I'm sorry, this is going to be a hard message to give. Your reliance on a past injustice being corrected to put you in a position to access your divine inheritance and your life's calling. I'm sorry I gotta say it like that, and I know that There are some individuals that just exit the live because they didn't want to hear that. I understand it. I know, again, there is this desire for justice. There is this desire to have what had been taken from you. But what you don't realize is your divine inheritance, you unlocking this, you trusting your path, you trusting your journey is far more than what individuals felt like they were keeping from you. What individuals felt like would keep you from your success. But again, it was their projected perception. If I keep this from you, if I do whatever it takes so that you don't receive this, you won't reach your destiny. And you were believing that. That's why some of you needed to hear that. You got to stop waiting on things from the past to be made right in order to push you forward. Because these individuals want you to continually manifest a timeline to where your destiny will only play out if you get this. That's what they were betting on. Is your perception of their projection manifesting into reality. So that they would continually do whatever it took to keep this from you so you wouldn't be in your destiny. But when you go, I don't need that to walk in my destiny. I know I'm going to receive it anyway, but I don't need it to be in my destiny. I don't need it to accomplish my soul's calling. That's when everybody gets fucked over. That thought that they were going to put you in the position to where you not receiving this would forfeit everything. This is why the divine is saying, I just heard checkmate. This is why the divine is saying, shift gears and shift focus. Stop giving your power to past individuals. Stop giving your power to your opposition and recognize the power that you have. Start telling yourself, because you know it to be true, I don't need what individuals think I need to make it. That's not the way I was programmed. I don't need what individuals think that I need to make it, to be successful, to walk in my destiny. Because I'm in it. I'm in my destiny, I'm thriving, I'm vibing high, and I'm living life. Nobody can stop this. Nobody can take anything from this. Nobody can keep something from me that would lead to my destiny. Because it's already playing out, it's prophecy. We got Aries energy, war energy in the reverse, and sacrifice. Again, this fell upon their own heads. While you're going through, I believe, and ending in a beginning with fortune increase. Part of fortune increase. What did I say? These individuals wanted you to self-sacrifice your destiny, your divine inheritance, by believing that only when this happened is when my destiny began. Baby, you're already in your destiny. You've been in your destiny. This was a part of your destiny. These individuals felt like, I believe with endings and beginnings, part of fortune. If they ended this part of your fortune, it would end everything. But your belief and your faith in your divine team, the Most High and yourself, overrode that, or it needs to. Stop looking behind you for where you're going. I'm going to say that again. Stop looking behind you for where you're going. This is also about elite individuals that wanted you to perceive them as being powerful, so that they would use your own abilities to have you manifest what they were attempting to align in your reality with the projections they were attempting to place upon you. Give yourself credit for where it's due and stop downplaying yourself. We got South Node debts. They're done and you've just begun. We got air sign element communication. I know. South Node debts is about these individuals' karma, about the unhealed state that needs to be addressed. This is the karmic debt that they owe, what they have spoken upon themselves, trying to project it onto you. With Aquarius energy, star energy, you healed, you let go, communicating, speaking over your experience, what you want to see when it pertains to your healed state of being and who you know you are as the star. And how you are meant to be recognized with the way that you perceive yourself. You are a mirror. Others will respond to you what you're emanating. You love yourself, you're going to receive love. Because you are projecting, you are emanating that love, and others are, like the mirror you are, reciprocating and reflecting that love back onto you. Now you're going to have some haters, of course. There are going to be some weirdos, some hoobly-choobly, some musky muskrats being a mess. But the majority of the energetic emanations, the energetic exchanges that you will receive is what you are reflecting, what you are emanating. And I'm not saying you're exchanging energies with everybody, but what I'm saying is this interconnected experience that we are all simultaneously having. With what you receive, you give. What you emanate is reflected onto you. So in a sense, with these energy exchange, it's not happening in the way to where individuals are stealing your energy. It's recycling it. You are moving it through the connections that are in alignment to you, with the reflection that individuals are, with the energy you're emanating and the reflection that you hold of the energy you have. It's only a verification of what you've stepped into, what you've aligned to, and where you've ascended. And for those of you that's for, that will make sense. Y'all know what I'm saying. So we've got air element, communication, Aquarius. That's heavy on the Aquarius, because Aquarius is the water bearer, yes, but is an air element. So you do have an Aquarius that you may be an Aquarius, but there's an Aquarius here that's in a lot of debt, karmic debt, because of how this individual came up against you. And again, the reason this is relevant to you is because, again, you may be an Aquarius, or you know that there was an Aquarius that just wouldn't let it go. And with you letting it go and no longer, this could even be a well-known individual or something you had to heal from. With what you let go, this individual has been attempting to speak things over your life that the debt is due, exactly. Where this has manifested over them, while the adverse has manifested for you. We got Gemini, I think, transformation. And hold on, wait a minute. I'm not doing crispy bacon lips right now. We got, I think, transformation, roots, and missing. What are you watering in your new reality? Again, Spirit's just bringing it, we got faith. Spirit's just bringing it back to its origin. Spirit's just bringing it back to the beginning. The beginning of this message, but also the beginning of the experience that led to everything for you. Where, with this roots and missing, where have you allowed yourself to stay stuck? Excuse me, they're rephrasing this. Where have you allowed yourself to continue certain traumatic experiences that have hindered you from seeing your self-worth? What have you carried with you from the beginning that needs to be let go of? Possibly from, with roots here, karmic familial dynamic. This is Spirit saying you desire change, but there are things that are anchoring you from change that need to be addressed. So what are things that you don't want growing in your new reality that you're still seeking outside validation or verification on? This is also the divine saying you need to think more highly of yourself, because what you may be carrying is others' perception of what you would be in this life. And then keeping yourself from expressing your creativity, your creative genius, because of what you may be reliving at a subconscious level pertaining to what individuals wanted you to believe about yourself. This is also about you've broken through roots and binding. Done on you, a lot of magicianary work, a lot of practitionary work to keep you from recognizing your self-worth, to keep you from realizing that you never needed these individuals or what these individuals were attempting to keep from you to be in your destiny. Yes, you needed the experience, you needed to have this type of adversity and adversaries in order to elevate. And beyond the integration and alchemization of energy through these adversaries, there was no longer a necessary continuation of a certain cycle. So where may you still be holding on to things that are perpetuating your opposition's narrative or projected perspective? Again, this is all about how you're seeing your reality. This is all about with this shift and with everything necessary being released, how do you want to, they corrected me. They said, not how do you want to live, but how were you born to live? Because you felt this in your soul. Some of you have always felt that you were royalty, that you were meant to live a certain way. Like you could be experiencing something that is not in alignment to your energy right now, and there are things that are being released that are going to propel you into this position to where you can really thrive in this energy that you hold. And I'm not saying royalty in an egotistical way, but in a way where you're like, I know that I deserve, see, I'm not, yes, there are individuals that may be targeting my throat chakra, but I'm intaking that as, and alchemizing that into upgrades. So I do see that you guys are recognizing individuals are attempting to project a certain perception, but I'm not taking that perception as my own. Instead, I'm seeing my throat chakra going through massive upgrades. You see how we're flipping the script on that? So, like I said, bear with me as I'm going through throat chakra upgrades, you guys. We're going to be having a lot of communication coming through this week with these upgrades that I am experiencing. And this is how I want you see? This is how I want you to shift your perception. Because normally you would sense something and you go, oh my God, I'm being attacked. No. You're being upgraded. You're being advanced. And yes, keep up with your spiritual hygiene. Keep up with your cleansing. Like right after this, I'm going to do a cleansing. Get out any energy individuals may have been trying to project on me. But again, I'm not viewing it, I'm in a state of fear. I'm not viewing it in a state of, I gotta be defensive. No, upgrade me. Send me that energy. Let's get it, let's go. Send me that energy. Send me the intent. Send me the entities. And I will flip the script on every motherfucker doing it. I will take that energy and I will alchemize it into something beautiful. Into something creative. Into art. So exactly, you can upgrade me. That's how I'm thinking about this. This is how, that's exactly what I'm talking about, you guys. That's exactly what the divine is talking about. Do not see what is being directed your way as the projected perception they want you to have of it. View it as, all right, level up. What are we going to do with this energy? What are we going to alchemize this energy and transmute it into? Because with these individuals, yeah, they're trying everything. They will continue to try everything. That is pure insanity. How long have they been doing this? Exactly. Squabble up. How long have they been doing this? They've been trying to attack us for years. For the majority of us, our entire life was ascension and amplification and advancement from binding and roots and opposition. But again, I'm not viewing them as enemies. I'm viewing them as shadow versions of myself that if I'm in alignment to them, there's something I still need to address. And that is how it's going to elevate me. That is what I need to focus my energy and intention on in order to apply energy, that energy, that alchemization of energy proactively. So again, exactly 6 to 3 years. 6 to 3 years, 20 years. I'm 28. I'm about to be 29. They've been doing this shit since forever. Since the day I was fucking born. They've just been doing this shit. They will keep doing this shit. Is it going to stop us? No. Is it going to silence us? No. If it hasn't driven you crazy, it's not. Like I said, you are a powerful, co-creative, divine, celestial drop of God in this realm. If this is being directed towards you, it's a part of your soul contract, and it's something that you were meant to experience at this time for what is coming, what doors have opened. So how are you, again, we addressing it. What seeds are you planting in your new reality? What seeds are you watering with your energy? I am not giving attention to, oh, they're attacking me. Of course, they always have been. They're neurotic with the shit. Are they going to continue attacking? Yes. Am I going to intake that Am I going to intake that perception, that projection, plant it into my new reality and water it with my attention going, they're attacking me. They're attacking me. No. Instead, I'm going to take it and go, All right, so I was just directed some energy, some intent, some entities. We gonna plant this seed and it's going to blossom into abundance. It's going to blossom into more creative endeavors. It's going to blossom into more impact and influence in this realm to those that my messages need to reach the ears of. So instead of viewing it as an attack, view it as, another brick for my empire wall. Another seed of wisdom being activated in my experience. Another seed of upgrades being implanted in my reality. Another, advancement. Another achievement. Another success. No more giving these individuals power. Yes, we're going to be talking about them and we're going to be addressing them accordingly, but we are not giving them power to be seen as opposition that has an effect or control over our reality, because if somebody is attacking you, you are giving them power. You are perceiving them as an opponent. But if somebody is directing you energy and you're viewing it as a learning experience, you're viewing it as advancement, understanding, and integration, you are no longer viewing this individual as having any type of power over your reality or in your reality. You're viewing them as an additive to your experience. Not opposition to it, but an additive. And it's only up from here. So y'all, I'm going to end it right there because I absolutely have to use the ladies' room very badly. I love you guys. I appreciate y'all. And again, if you're feeling the heavier energy, ground. You're going through massive shit. We are, in humanity, are going through massive shifts right now. Massive changes. Individuals being the sorting of the wheat and the chaff. Those that were misguiding, misdirecting, and misleading, those they should have been assisting and helping, are being removed from these positions while you're being moved into them. Ooh, excuse me, spirit burps. So, at this time, be gentle on yourself and change your perception of your experience. For the love of God, see yourself as the soul contract you signed up for. And what I mean by see yourself as the soul contract you signed up for is, in that soul contract, it was written, you would be successful. In that soul contract, it was written, and you know if this is for you. You feel it in every fiber of your being. You've known this since you were young. You were meant to be successful. You were meant to change the world. You were meant to reach heights that nobody in your lineage had reached before. You know what you were meant for. You know what your soul contract pertains. Now it's time to go within. It's time to trust your higher self. It's time to trust your divine team. It's time to trust the Most High, and it's time to trust your motherfucking self. Integrate your higher self with yourself right now and believe in your motherfucking self. Believe in your motherfucking self. You didn't come here to live an experience that was controlled by practitionary work or projections. You were not meant to live out other individuals' perception. This is your reality. This is your life. This is your soul contract. This is your experience. Don't give anything else power to control your experience. Anyways, you guys, I love you. I appreciate you. I honor you. And I will see you guys again tomorrow. But I'm going to also get some grounding. I'm going to cleanse and meditate a little bit and then feed the babies. So I will see you guys again tomorrow. And until then, remain peaceful, unconditionally loving, stand united, and remain respectful unless disrespected. Then check with the Most High and check your motherfucking self before you check a motherfucker with grace. And like Jase would say, XXX Tentation, ay. If anybody tells you to lay down, run them the fuck over. But not with your car, vroom vroom, with your energy. Because we have nothing to prove. Our energy obviously does it for us. I love you guys. I appreciate you so very much. And last, but most definitely not least, yes, thank you, Lynette. Drink your motherfucking water. Remain grounded. Stay balanced. And remember the absolute ethereal, divine, godly, powerful being. Powerful, co-creative being that you are. You have the ability to be anything and to have anything that you want. Remember that. Anything that is divinely advocated for and in alignment to your soul contract, you will have. And you know what it is. Your soul has told you since you were young. Don't give up on you. Don't give up on your dream. Don't give up on your goals. They're happening. more rapidly than you anticipate. Close out certain cycles. No longer receive outside projections and perceptions as your own. And water the seeds of intention with your energy in your experience. What you want to grow. And until tomorrow, bye. I love you.